Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, we are back again. This is the TD Markets podcast. I'm not riding alone. I'm with my brother Ash.
Yes, good to be with you guys once again. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Season 3.
Yes, sir.
Lourens, you're very lucky.
He's the first one. He broke record. He's
He
the first
broke
one
the
to be on
record.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
Back to back.
It's like a
That's
crown,
good, man.
like a crown session. You know, you get your crown birthdays.
Yeah.
When it's your day and your month, you're getting a crown part or what do you call it?
Yeah, it's a crown something.
Crown
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Season
crown
3,
something.
episode 3. Good to be with you again, Lourens, man. All the guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again.
We also have Zenda. They know you. You are back.
What's up, guys?
The prodigal son is back. I'm kidding. Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm almost the oldest in this group. I can't be the son anymore. It's like the prodigal father.
Yeah, but gentlemen, it's good to have you back again. I've got my coffee, so we're going to jump straight into it. Last time we spoke about a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Binance, but the core was cryptocurrency.
Yes.
So now we're going to just get deep into it now, and talk about different things, yeah? You want to kickstart it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys remember, we spoke about regulations. We chatted a little bit about PayPay. Lourens has some fantastic news for us about PayPay. And then we're going to get into the technicals. We're going to see where's the crypto market right now. He's going to tell us a little bit about Bitcoin, what happened recently, Ethereum, what happened recently. So let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
Lourens?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think let's get it started. So I know last time we had a chat and we were talking about these meme coins. And I said to you guys, I'm not all for meme coins, but there is a place for it in the market. So there is people that trade meme coins and things like that. So as I mentioned last time, I mentioned something about PayPay. So it's this frog coin and it's just a token. Sorry, let's say it's token. Not a coin.
And you distinguish between the token and the actual coin. I remember,
yes. Now I'm saying coin, but it's actually a token. But so the last time we had the chat, I think PayPay was sitting on 6. If you go on the decimals, it's probably like 8 decimals and then 6. Yeah. So from there, PayPay is now sitting on 123. So we're looking at over 100% return from the last time I saw you guys to
And that was a month ago.
It was about, about
Was
a
it
month
ago.
And it just shows how robust and exponential the markets really is. After a month, you push up 100%.
Yeah. And this is where I tell people now. So let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also went up. I don't know if you guys saw it. Went over the $35,000 this week.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at
Ethereum followed that one.
Ethereum, I think this morning I checked, it was over $1,800 or so, but round about there. And if you look at the growth, I mean, what did Ethereum go up with? If it was, let's say Ethereum went up with 10 to 15%, Bitcoin went from, let's say 25, 28 to 35. So that also went up around about, 10, 15%. But now, if you take a step back and you look at the meme coins, and this is where I'm coming from, where I'm not really a meme coin investor, but I'm using meme coins to build my capital, and then from my capital, that's where I go into Bitcoin. So, if I invested in Bitcoin, which is the right thing to do, I would have only gotten that 10, 15% return. But now I went into PayPay, 100% return, take that return, then I go into Bitcoin. So that's the way I use meme coins. I basically just use meme coins to build up my capital, and then I go into the other cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Question on that quickly, because I don't want to lose the frame of thought there, right? There is definitely a need for cryptocurrency in the 21st century, right?
Yeah.
Is that demand coming from interest, in your opinion, or is it demand there because of the global economic shift? Because interest can spike markets up, right? But then it obviously comes down again. So that's where we see the spike. But are we moving where the global economy wants crypto to be included in these assets?
I believe so.
Okay.
Not all crypto assets though. I mean, like there we go back into the meme coins.
Yes.
There's no use for that. But if you look at Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin is the big one we want to go into. And definitely, if you look at where not just the markets are going, where the world is going. I mean, BlackRock is not going to say they want to go into Bitcoin or want to start a Bitcoin ETF for no reason.
They're insisting on that, eh? I mean, they're insisting on the ETF being created.
I think they basically said to the SEC now, they're not waiting anymore. They're going to move on. And
it's power. It's a lot of power.
It's the right thing.
Do you think that was one of the big reasons that Bitcoin had that big jump?
So one of the things I heard, apparently BlackRock put on a Bitcoin ticker on their website. So as soon as they put that on, that's when the Bitcoin price jumped, and then there was some issues, and they took the ticker off, and then apparently the next morning, that's when they said, look, they're not waiting anymore, and they put the ticker back on.
Do you think that's what they did deliberately to get the market behind them, so that obviously the SEC can see, listen, they put a ticker on, market jumps, because to your question, that's a very good question, by the way. So ticker on, market jumps, they go to the SEC, they say, listen, look at what is actually happening. There's a demand for this thing. It just shot up again and then take it off. Do you think it was deliberate? Or?
Oh, well, why not? I mean, to get the people on board and to show that there's interest.
Sure.
Why is the SEC anyway taking so long with this? I mean,
we sort of had a discussion surrounding like the FSCA like prior to this, and like I think one of it might very well be that the BlackRock sort of forcing their hand a bit because of how long like legislative bodies take in general, you know. Because these things have been like pending for so long. We saw like Ripple's case as well. Like how long has it been taking?
No, it's crazy.
So like I think it's a good sort of a thing from their end, sort of force the SEC's hands a bit and see where it goes.
Look, the regulators definitely have to bring their part and come to the party and move a bit quicker. I mean, we're moving in we're with a technology that's moving so quick and so fast. By the time they're sorting out regulation, you know, that part that they want to regulate, it's old news. People don't even want to use it. I mean, if you look at back in the day, people were, you know, buying tokens on launch pads, going through all of that. Now people don't really use that concept anymore. People are now going to fair launches or on minting, you know, certain minting functions. They're moving away from that old way of buying crypto. So the market is constantly changing. And you know, now you're working with the regulators, or the regulators want to regulate the space, but now they're regulating on what we were working with 2 years ago. They're not
they're not up to date.
And what I'd say to them is now AI, as I mentioned last time, AI is also getting involved with this. And even though people don't really explore AI in the way that I explore it, is I can see where AI is going, and is going to play a very big role in cryptocurrency, not just cryptocurrency, but in the whole financial industry as well. And I think that we need to move a bit quicker so that we can stay with the technology and the regulators. That's where I say the regulators will need to play their part as well and stop delaying these cases. Like the SEC. Why is the SEC delaying this whole ETF, Bitcoin ETF? Why can't they say, get a like I say, all your main guys, get them together, have a chat about it, sort it out, because there's a lot of stuff the SEC doesn't know about Bitcoin, and there's a lot of stuff the Bitcoin guys don't know about the SEC. I mean, it's two different industries, you know. They don't know everything about regulation, and the regulators don't know everything about cryptocurrencies. So work together, get the solution, and push out the solution. Let's stop waiting.
It's actually like a bittersweet thing, because on the one hand, we need regulations in this specific industry to not only give us the licenses, to make us look credible. Obviously, when I say look, I'm using it in the most professional way.
Say perform incredible. Honesty and integrity.
And integrity. But then when the law doesn't come, you know, quick enough, then we also a bit upset. So it's like a bittersweet kind of a relationship we have with the regulations.
You want to do the right thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's very easy not to do the right thing. Okay, let's leave the regulators. Let's just start an exchange. Like I said to the guys out there, you get pop-up exchanges. Okay. I think pop-up exchanges is probably the most dodgy thing out there, but people like it. So a pop-up exchange, boom, pops up. 2 weeks you can trade there, exchange goes down. Then later on the exchange pops up again. And it's actual people do that. And
like a rug pulls.
Yeah, that's why we need regulation, to keep these guys out of the market and keep the legit guys there. Now the legit guys are trying to do the right thing, but you know, it needs to come from both sides. I can't just try to do the right thing, but I'm not getting the support that I need. I also need the support, not just in protecting my clients, but also protecting myself as a FSP. Don't think every client you sign up is a good client. I mean, TD Markets, you guys also probably know every client that signs up, you need to do a background check on this guy. Because you need to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You need to protect yourself from the clients as well. So people always see it as the FSP. They need regulation against the FSP, and the FSP are the bad guys. But what people need to realize, clients out there, you also get bad clients, and we need to be protected as well.
Very interesting. Eh?
Yeah, you know, just something just popped up in mind now. A day or 2 days ago, I saw a headline on the FTX. I don't know if you guys have been following the FTX. You know, I think, did that guy win the case or what happened? Because on the headline it says he is looking to restart like everything over or introduce a new thing. Like, I'm not sure, but something that says is gonna you know, come back again and restart again from the bottom. So something like that. Have you guys been keeping up to date with that?
So with FTX, so what happened is Sank Bank Freeman or whatever, he as far as I know, he's arrested. He got off free, but then they went back and they arrested him. But now, as far as I know, is they want to restart FTX, the exchange. I think it has been restarted, and the token is FTT. And me and someone actually spoke about it last week. We were like, who's going to buy FTT now?
That's exactly what popped into my mind. Is like, how do you resurrect something that, you know, that died basically in that specific way?
I think it's like everyone has fanboys, right? It's like there's still people supporting the Blue Bulls.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Guys, just so you know, that was not me.
That's fair. But your point that you made, who's gonna buy that? Is it are you basing that because of the history of what happened with FTX for you to say that?
So for me, I'm not going to invest in there or buy any. And we were talking, who's going to buy FTT? But believe it or not, that price is going up and people are buying. The same with paper. What if I tell you guys now that in August, there was a rug pull on paper? Okay, there was big issues. On Telegram, some people in the team took out a lot of paper. There was big issues. The Telegram channel got hijacked, and that's where paper basically crashed down. Month later, who's going to buy paper? It just rug pull. But people still went and they bought it, and now it's a month later and it's over 100%. So
what is that though? Why would they go and buy it though? In your views, I mean, please, just at least one reason. Why would they actually go and buy it, knowing what had happened? Why do people behave that way?
I can't see supply and demand there. So that main reason is when prices go up and down, it's supply and demand. You know, do people need it? What's the use case? And that's what happens. But if you look at something like that, like Sander said,
it's the diamond hands.
Yeah, so
Fanboys,
yeah.
That's interesting.
Is it also okay? You can
No.
Right? Is it heavily influenced on supply and demand? I know that every financial asset, there's supply and demand, but with the crypto, basically is it based on that supply and demand? Isn't it based on something like historical price movement, repeating their patterns and all of that? Is that a little bit different?
So people, look, you get your technical traders and people that look at the history. So I've also traded a bit, and to be honest, on your traditional side, more on your stocks and things, that makes a bit more sense. But because a lot of cryptos don't have that history,
they don't have it
so
yet,
you can't really backtest it
on the fundamentals
and see. Like I see a lot of people posting stuff about charts and the breakout is going to be here, and I'm like, yo guys. One thing that I've learned from crypto is very unpredictable. You can't time the market.
It's like an exotic pair. It's like an exotic pair.
To come back to like the whole volatility aspect of it, like, do you not think like that's one of the focal points that the SEC looks at with regards to like crypto?
Very good point there. Yeah. Very good point.
That's what everyone's going.
Is it worth it to actually put it on there? Will the market be created?
Yeah, because specifically from an EFT perspective, like there's physical assets backing EFTs. Or ETFs. Sorry, ETFs. I was talking about paying someone.
Just before we
end of the month, debit orders.
Like already broke. Like payday was just there. So, do you not think that's one of the specific reasons why the SEC is deterrent from it in a big way, because of these not specific assets backing it?
I think that is a big thing, because if you look at a lot of the projects, their white papers and their roadmaps are so big. We're going to build this chain and we're going to do this exchange or whatever. But what do they currently have? They just have their token. And I think that is a big issue, because what happens if there's no assets? Because they need the assets to basically maintain the price on the token. Yeah. But now the assets on there, and that's where most of the rug pulls come in, where people say, you know what, it's a lot of work, let's rather not do it, let's take the liquidity and just leave. And I think that is the wrong way of doing it. And there's where I think the SEC, that's what they're doing right at looking.
You know what's so interesting about what you guys are mentioning is that it's quite similar if you get a degree, right? And you go and look for a specific place of employment, but they say to you, you need experience.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to get experience if I don't get the job. I have the qualification. So in the same way, how is Bitcoin, how is cryptocurrency supposed to gather that fundamentals, gather the technicals, if they're not given a chance to actually get on the system?
Yeah. And now the nice thing about crypto is they haven't been given a chance and they're still taking over the market.
Yep.
So that shows you that there is a future for it, because if people weren't interested in crypto, it would have died long ago. Remember when Bitcoin came out, that's not when blockchain was created. Blockchain apparently was created in like your 1995 or 1998, somewhere there. So it's not really that new of a technology. It's basically someone wrote a white paper, they had the right idea and they pushed it out and the people saw it, and that's where it all started and people started building on that.
What about taxes? Just to bring in something else, do you think maybe there's a stall on it because they're still trying to find out how do we tax these guys?
So that's a very interesting question. So this is a question I get from a lot of people. So how's the taxes going to work? I say to the guys, don't complicate it. It's very, very easy. If SARS just works with the exchanges and works with the people, it's very simple. On my exchange, I have a record of what you trade, how much you trade, basically, you know what's going on in your transaction history. SARS just comes to me. I mean, that's the whole thing about regulation and being on a centralized system. They come to me, I give them the info, and from there, they take the info and they basically
say, this is how much we're going to tax you.
And for me, is the way now, like India went on this 30% tax for Bitcoin or whatever. Now I say, don't be stupid, guys. Don't do something like that. Keep it like your normal CGT, your normal capital gains. Let's work on that tax. Whether you make it now with your investment you have in a fund, or whether you make it on trading, or whether you do it on cryptocurrencies, keep the CGT the same, and then it simplifies the whole process.
Exactly.
It's very easy for people to do the taxing. You get your tax consultant, you send them. The exchange can give you like what people get for their retirement annuities.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, we can maybe work out a certificate for the guys that get the certificate, they give it into SARS, and boom, tax is sorted out. It doesn't have to be complicated. Now people come with, but what about cold wallets and all of that? That's not an issue. And also don't be dishonest, because now I also make people, I don't want to pay tax, so I looked at this platform and this platform. The first question I'm going to ask you is, why are you telling that to me? Because I am pro-regulation, and I think, not that I agree 100% where all our tax money is going, but it is something that everyone needs to pay, everyone needs to do. We just need to manage it a bit better. But there's no, why are you looking for a platform not to pay taxes? It's the same when I go to people with decentralization. We're pro-decentralization. We don't want a centralized side because we want the anonymity, or anonymous, I want to say anonymous. And then my first question is always, why do you want to stay anonymous? What are you doing to stay anonymous?
Exactly.
I mean, there must be a reason, because if you're just doing normal transactions and things, it's not going to bother you whether you're anonymous or not. So it's why are you looking for all these avenues, and what are you doing? That's what makes me concerned.
Trying to avoid paying fees and so forth.
I think the issue on taxes, because as you talk about it, I'm thinking, us, not everyone in SA, but SA people and their taxes. I think that needs like a proper session where you dive deep into it. And it's a complicated, it's very complex, because
we're going to get someone to come and speak to us about the taxes.
Don't
worry, guys, we got you.
So just from tax perspective, you get taxed, especially from a trading perspective, in two different ways. If you hold a trade for longer than 3 years, you get taxed in a different way to when you're trading short term.
And that's on the position itself.
Yeah. So if you're trading in and out and you're scalping the market, even holding trades for 3 months to 6 months, that still gets classified more as an income tax. If you're holding something for 3 years or longer, you get taxed a lot less. So it's more like invest and hold sort of a strategy.
Got you.
And
Thanks, X.
What I also tell people is you get two sides to it. You get tax avoidance and you get tax evasion. One is legal, one is not legal.
Avoiding is just ignoring them. So all of those SMSs that you get, you need to submit, and the radio adverts, that's avoidance.
You act like you didn't see.
You act like you didn't aim, and I didn't see.
No, I changed numbers.
So when we started in the financial industry, that's what they taught us. And they said, listen, you get tax avoidance, tax evasion. Tax avoidance is working smart, okay? Working smart with your tax. See where you can save on your tax, where you can claim back, where can you avoid to pay more than what you should, okay? Then tax evasion, that's completely different. Tax evasion is where you're trying to evade SARS. You're trying to evade the tax man. and not declaring the right amounts and things like that. And I think that's where a big issue is sitting as well.
Got you.
Has there ever been a case where SARS, headhunting someone in that space that has been invading or avoiding tax? Sorry, that has been avoiding tax. Has there ever been a case?
I haven't seen any. I know they always talk about, I hear people talking about ways that they want to bring in tax in crypto and things like that, but I haven't really seen anything. And I've also looked at SARS, what positions they're advertising out there to get in the right talent at SARS. But what I've noticed is there was this one stage where they basically got in a lot of CAs, where they only appointed CAs to come work for them. I think it was for the blockchain, the crypto space as well, to basically sit and see what's going on. But what I've noticed is a lot of guys that I'm giving, not advice, telling them how crypto works and what crypto is, are CAs. Now, you bringing in someone to have a solution, but the person doesn't understand what he's dealing with or what he's going to work with.
It's a problem. It's a big problem.
Doesn't mean because you're a CA, you're a crypto expert.
Yes.
That's the biggest issue we have. Everyone is looking for all this highly qualified people to come in and explain to them blockchain and how everything works. But it's not that qualified guy that knows it. It's that guy down on the street which you think doesn't know everything, that actually knows everything about blockchain. Yes, it doesn't know all the stuff about what CAs do, tax, and all the financial planning and things like that. But that guy there, he's been working with crypto from start. While you were studying CA and doing all the traditional stuff, this guy was working with blockchain, this guy was working with Web3. He knows it. And what I've noticed in this industry, and I'll be honest, there's probably not even 5% in this country is really, really educated on crypto, blockchain, and things. Everyone will talk about a cryptocurrency. But like I said last time, crypto, that's blockchain and crypto is separate. Your crypto is on the blockchain.
It's on the blockchain.
If you know something about a cryptocurrency and you can trade that cryptocurrency, it doesn't mean you know the technology or you know the industry. You're a trader. You know how to trade. That's where people should start seeing the difference. Because at the moment, what we have is, of course, one person knows when Bitcoin's going to go up and down. Automatically, he's now a crypto and blockchain expert, and that's just not the way it is.
So there's two things quickly. I just want to touch off of the base of Seppo's question as well. Firstly, with regards to the CAs, the CFA Institute is actually starting incorporating crypto into the syllabuses as well. So, I think they're incorporating a lot of, because CFA is more investments, right? I'm sure CAIA, the alternative investment part, would sooner or later follow suit as well. So they are testing at that, and as well, they're starting incorporating more AI into CFA as well. So if that is a route that the FSCA needs to take, they need to lean more onto the CFAs. So then the other portion is do you not think a portion of the FSCA's legalizing crypto in a way is to sort of get a little bit more control with regards to tax?
Yeah, because
very interesting.
At the moment, if it's not regulated, what do you know? Now, if I have to tell you now, okay, go pay your tax on a crypto, where are you going to start? How much do you pay, all of that stuff? Where if there's regulation, there's a guideline, and people know what to do,
exactly,
more people will declare it and follow the process. But if people don't know the process and they don't know what to follow, then they're just going to do whatever they want to do. And then after 3 or 4 years, then they get hit with a penalty fee and a big bill for tax. And they're where did this come from?
So it actually goes back to what we mentioned with the SEC, is that how do you gain experience, mileage, if you're not given a chance to actually get onto the books so that you can begin to create that breadcrumb?
So the experience part is a funny one. So currently the FSCA is busy, or they want to start issuing crypto licenses, but you need to prove that your experience. There is currently no CPD or anything out there to actually say you have actually done something.
Sure.
So the only way for you to prove experience is by showing trading or showing some sort of exchange in a way to actually show experience for them to decide whether you get a license or not.
So they base you. So they base you on the merit of the other instruments that you have, basically.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it's a tough one because there's not courses and stuff you can quickly go around because there's hardly anything.
Actually, very funny. Zander mentions this, or very interesting. So I had a meeting a while ago with the FSCA regarding my license. I also applied for my crypto license as I have a centralized exchange. And one of the questions that arose was, what is my experience? And I said to the guys, so, okay, I've been into crypto since 2017. I built up an exchange from scratch, from policies to the coding, developing, literally the whole foundation way up. I built the exchange. And I said, okay, but what experience do you have? So that is my experience. So I said, if you were in my team, I can write you a letter for experience. But who's going to write me a letter? Because there's no one
above you.
Because I started all of this. So I can issue the reference letter, but no one can give me a reference letter. Eventually we got the issue sorted out. I got some guys that wrote basically just saying that I do have my experience and what I can do. But that's my question to them as well, which I did ask them in the meeting. I was like, how do you prove you have experience? Because you can see what I've done, but you want it on paper. So what do you put on paper? What education? Yes, I am a fully certified CEE. But what does a CEE mean to them? You know, it doesn't mean anything. So that's what I'm saying. Where do people get the experience? And that's why we need to start those channels now where people can get into crypto and start building that experience so that they can issue it later.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there was a...
So where are we now? Crypto, bulls, bears, because we saw Bitcoin, you actually mentioned it in your intro, we pushed above the 31,000 mark. 35, sorry.
Yeah.
Where are we now?
So I think we're in a very interesting space at the moment. This is now where it's going to depend on the big guys, you know, the big guys coming into the market now with their ETFs. So as soon as they come in the market, I think that's when the bull run will start. I don't think we're in the bull run as yet. I won't say this is a bull trap. I think this is basically just the start of it, to show people that crypto is still alive, there is still stuff happening. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people now with this bear market moved away. So you're not hearing people talk about crypto as much. But now this last couple of days, you can see people are coming back. They're talking about crypto. I mean, if you look at VeChain went from 27 cents to basically just over 1 cent. So, you know, people took a big loss there. I looked at that group. That group was, people weren't really talking. This morning, VeChain went over 3 cents again, and I checked. People are busy now. Everyone is busy talking again. So you can see the people in crypto are starting to get alive. People are talking again. People are trading more. They're looking at the new projects which are out now. So I definitely think this is a start of something, but not yet. I think we probably only 2024 will be the bull run.
That's only a couple of months away from that anyway.
Yes, it's crazy actually. Eh?
Yeah, so of course, this is not in advice, ladies and gentlemen, but
yes,
if you were to look for direction, you'd be a bull, not a bear.
No, definitely, yeah. I mean, I'm pro-crypto. Everyone knows I'm pro-crypto. I'm a firm believer of we need to get rid of fiat, move to crypto, and we need to move to a deflationary system. I mean, at the moment, we're in a... but you need money. Okay, cool, let's just go print some more. Let's just print more. I mean, that's where's the what's backing all this money?
The basis for it, yeah.
What's currently going on in the US? You know, the US dollar. I think they were capped at something like 2 trillion debt that they could have made till the end of the year. As far as I know, they almost over double that figure now. So what's going to happen? That sometime that whole bubble needs to burst. And what's going to happen when that bursts? That's what I say. I'm pro crypto. Like if you look at Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. If you look at the dollars, how much dollars are out there? And if they want more, they just print more and just print more. And who's taking the knock? The poor people there trying to make a living. You know, they're the one getting knocked on the floor the whole time.
Do you think this is the bottom? Remember, Bitcoin was those all-time highs. I think it was
70 something.
Yeah. Do you think next 5 years we might be there? Next 5 years.
Get back up there, yeah.
So
or surpass.
Yeah, like you guys say, this isn't any financial advice.
Yeah, it's not a financial advice.
My personal opinion. So everyone's been talking about Bitcoin hitting 100,000. So as we can see, we haven't gotten to that 100,000 in 2023 yet. The highest Bitcoin was the 69K. But I'm pretty sure that we're definitely going to see 100,000 mark. And it won't surprise me if we go past it. Because if you look at the numbers of Bitcoin, 21 million, how many people are there in the world? So imagine Bitcoin becomes a tender for currency. That would be crazy. That's why I say there's this guy on YouTube that I can't remember his name now, but he basically said just hold on to 0.1 Bitcoin If you have 0.1 Bitcoin,
Zero.
Yeah.
you'll be sorted.
Yeah, 100%.
The only like sort of an issue I see with Bitcoin being considered as a real payment method is there's no real stability. Like it's way too volatile.
Yeah.
Too
Like
volatile.
ideally from a currency perspective, you want something that's a bit more stable. Like otherwise, even though you're saying like the inflationary aspects, which I do agree on, that price of Bitcoin increasing so dramatically adds inflation as well.
Yeah.
So having a system that updates almost on a second by second basis to adjust what product costs are, like it'll be like an immense thing to sort of tackle. That's why the stable coins add in like a lot more value to it, to like take Bitcoin back to like tether and tether back to like paying for something.
Yeah.
It's a bit more of a
Yeah.
even ground on it. The one thing I was thinking of is if Bitcoin and Ethereum sort of leads the pack from a legitimacy perspective, what's the next coin you sort of see as being that?
Sure, that's an interesting one because there's
So many.
so much out in the market. And if you look at the platforms, I mean, you know, Sol is also a network which I thought is dead. You know, they've been hacked quite a lot, and then you check, then Sol is offline, then it's online. And a lot of people lost interest in Sol. I mean, Sol was $257 at a time. It came down to $8, and now it's back up to $30. So that was something I wrote off, and I was like, no, this is not going, it's not looking good. But now, when I start looking at all the new stuff they're doing in the community now, and the price predictions, some people have ridiculous price predictions for Sol, but then again, people have ridiculous price predictions for XRP as well. So you never know where the price is going to go. But if I have to look at something now, a network which I would look at, I would probably look at something like Sol, some of the new networks coming out now. I think there's a new network launching this Saturday. I don't want to give the name and all of that stuff now because just now people start jumping into that. And I don't want to...
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah. But that looks quite promising as well. And that's definitely something I'm going to look at. But yeah, to answer your question, I would say probably Sol is something I would look at. XRP, yeah, that's, you know, just because it's been there for such a long time. The only reason I'm not such a big XRP fan at the moment is because of all the law cases they've won and all the good things happening. We haven't really seen that price action yet. So where's that price action? Where's all of the people expected the token to go to like $500? There were some people saying XRP is going to $10,000. So what happened there? I would have at least expected XRP now to be over $1, you know, with all the law cases and things that won.
Just a view, right? Or question. Do you guys think that we're actually ready for the crypto environment? Like genuinely ready? Because I have seen many times that when people say an economy is ready for something, generally speaking, they're not. And it takes longer and things need to be more developed for it to actually come. Do you guys really think that we're ready for it? Even though there's such a big interest, are we really ready for the crypto era, if I can put it like that, or era?
I think we're ready, but the people aren't ready. Okay, that's where I come back to education, like last time.
Okay.
It's there. Vela, Luna, and I can't remember the other guy. They already connected to Pick and Pay. You can already go to Pick and Pay and pay with Bitcoin. What's that other guy's name? Bitcoin Ikasi or something like that. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this guy and the project that he's running. But as far as I know, it's in PE, and it's a whole community now just working with Bitcoin. So all the payment structures, everything there is Bitcoin.
Nice.
So we are ready, but I would say majority of people aren't ready because we don't have that education out yet. Like I spoke to my wife the other day. She wants to transfer, crypto from one exchange to another exchange. She asked me, how do you do it? I was like, so people don't even know how to move a crypto from one exchange to another exchange. And now, if they can't even do that, then imagine doing it with networks. Now they're sending it to the wrong network, then they lose their money, then there's big issues. You know? So to answer your question, I think we are ready, but we need that education and to get the people ready for this technology. Yeah. But there is already a lot of people using it. I speak to a lot of people that now purchase Bitcoin. So when they go to Pick and Pay, they pay with the Bitcoin. They say it's quite quick as well. As far as I know, it's on the Lightning Network. Yeah. So you know, it works for them.
Okay, got you.
So that gap, because it's lack of education, that gap, do you think it's because, we can see there's something called Bitcoin and we can see the effects of it. Is it because we are ignorant about it? about this market called cryptocurrency?
Definitely.
Can I just add something to that specific question? Ignorance. And then do you think when the government gets involved and they're more hands-on, does that then give people the sense of, okay, the authorities are okay with it now. Now we can stop being ignorant.
So people are ignorant because they don't want to learn more. You're 45 years old or you're 50 years old. Why must you learn something new now? You like your rand, you know how it works, you get your pay, you're happy, you go to the shop, you buy your stuff, you swap your card, that's done. So why must you go that extra mile?
Yeah, why must you complicate it?
Why must you complicate things?
That's most of the
That's the response,
I
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Why must they learn? It's not going to affect them in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And as I go, like I said previously, if you think it's not going to affect you in your lifetime, it is. Because crypto is happening. It's literally right here in front of us. Regulation is happening in front of us. So why would they regulate something if it's not going to come into the space? So, and that's where that arrogance comes from, to say, no, it's not bothering me, but it is going to affect you. And and all that's going to fix that is the education and going to the public and showing them how it works. And by the government coming in, that's going to give the people the trust, because if the government comes in and shows them that they're getting hands on the crypto, then people will have that trust and say, okay, cool, we can now use crypto, and if something goes wrong, we have someone to blame. Because that's what people are looking for.
I actually wanted to touch on that as well. Like the reason why regulation and putting licensing is in place is so important is just to give people the confidence to complain somewhere.
I can just imagine, do you guys think President Ramaphosa has paid in Bitcoin before?
Of course.
Isn't it selling like 1 rand?
You think so? You think so? Yeah. I can just imagine him,
I think that guy has a lot of Bitcoin sitting there which we don't know about.
Yeah, this time around it's not in a farm, but somewhere else.
Yeah, no one. They should have looked
guys.
I can see that being censored.
Guys.
They were looking for the dollars. They weren't looking for that USB. They should have looked for that
USB.
Yeah.
So I mean, so if he's exchanging they should have a meme about it, or they should film him doing it. Just imagine what kind of traction that will get if we actually see it happening.
There's a lot of insight. It's a lot of insight. Cryptocurrency is about to take over the world. Just that education is needed in this space. And I think what you spoke about is a lot of insight.
I mean, yes, guys, like I look at tokens coming out here in South Africa. Like some of the projects, you can see it's a clear rug pull, it's a scam. And then I look at some of the tokens that are up 170% a week. And people buy into it. And I'm like, why are they buying into it? I had a meeting with one of the guys in my team last week. And I said to him, why are people buying this token? What are they seeing what I'm not seeing? What is the use case? And even he says, like, there's no use case. The people are literally just buying this because it's there and they're hoping something's going to...
How do you know it's a scam? Maybe just for the guys out there, what would you look at?
You look at the tokenomics. I mean, if it's an unlimited supply.
Tokenomics.
All right. Yeah. So every project has tokenomics, and you need to look at the tokenomics and understand the tokenomics. If you don't understand the tokenomics, you're just going to invest in the project, then what are you actually investing in?
Tell us a little bit about like the tokenomics part. What does that entail?
Let me give you what example can I use? Let me use this project now as an example, which I saw now in South Africa that launched, which I think is a scam. I'm not going to say the name, but if you look at the tokenomics, it's unlimited supply. So unlimited supply means it's not deflationary. I always look, is it deflationary, or is there a burning mechanism in later that's going to make it deflationary? Because if it's just going to carry on minting unlimited supply, then it's basically the same issue we're sitting with now. People are just printing money. And that's also a big thing to look at for rug pools, because what people will do is they will mint what's in the liquidity and then cash out that amount, and then the liquidity is finished. So that's where you check the chart going up, and then boom, there's nothing there. Or they will just take out the liquidity of the project. So tokenomics, you look at the supply. What is the supply? Is there a burning mechanism? Isn't there a burning mechanism? Is there tax? Because a lot of tokens are now bringing in a tax as well. Some taxes, as I say, it's a good thing if you know where the tax is going, but some of the tokens, the tax are just going to the team, and they just cashing out, as the tax comes in. What are they using the tokens for? How many tokens are split to the team members? Because now Let's say a project comes out, they're launching a million tokens. So you're like, okay, cool, only a million tokens, so the supply is low, I'm going to make a lot of money on this. But what you don't see in the background is 600,000 of those tokens are taken out for the team. Okay, so now you don't know that the team is going to sit with the majority of the tokens. So you buying, and while you're buying, the team is just starting and they're just unloading the tokens in the market and they're dropping the price and cashing out liquidity while you're investing the whole time. So that's another thing you need to look at. Where are the tokens going? You know, how many tokens are going for the team? How many of the tokens are going for liquidity? What are they taking tokens out for? Because you'll get guys that take out tokens for legal, they take out tokens for education, they take out tokens for all this stuff. But is that actually something that's going to be in their project? Do they need legal? Do they need education that they want to bring into their project? Because if you're going to launch something like a game, let's say you launch a Web3 game, but now you want to add an education part on that as well. Okay, it's not going to make sense to me because when I play a game, I'm not going to want to play a game and then log out and then go through files and now study cryptocurrency or whatever. I want to play the game. So why do they have that in their tokenomics? So tokenomics is very, very important, and that's basically what shows you what this project is going to do and what the project's about. Okay,
absolutely. That's a very interesting. So what? Just a joke. So tokenomics, is it then coinomics as well?
Currencynomics.
Currencynomics. Yeah. Maybe just on the wallet side. Maybe just for the viewers that are maybe not understanding how it works. I think we had a chat before. We just mentioned, listen, when you are trading as a retail trader, you have your MT4 account. Obviously, you have to transfer from there to your landing account. Then you can only withdraw your cash. Maybe just from a crypto side, maybe just give the guys maybe a quick process.
Yeah, so obviously, like we've mentioned this, we touched on it a bit like in the previous podcast as well. It's we obviously have the BIT account on our end as well that allows you to trade in Bitcoin. So similarly, when you want to actually fund your account with Bitcoin, and we sit with a couple of different coins that you can actually fund with, and it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. I think there's a couple of other ones as well that you can actually fund your account with. So easiest way to sort of fund it is use your Bitcoin wallet, transfer into our Bitcoin wallet, and it's pretty seamless. Just make sure you got the right wallet address.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, that's
we don't
very
want
important.
you to send something to someone else. So like if you speak to your account manager or you log into your portals as well, make sure you copy and paste that exact same wallet address. It is case sensitive specifically as well. So yeah, very crucial. And then once you sort of funded it, like send through your almost like a proof of payment. Just send it through to us, and we'll make sure it gets allocated.
Okay. So it's actually quite nice. So some of my users have already, or our users have moved over, used TD Markets. So currently, if you want to use TD Markets from our side, it's on our exchange. So basically, you go into our exchange. We have a tab there. You click on TD Markets, and it pushes the client into TD Markets environment. So we don't want to do the whole thing where TD Markets is on our exchange built in. So it's that's where the partnership comes in. And what I've noticed now is from the clients that started using it's quite seamless. They just move it over from our exchange to TD Markets, and then from there they can carry on their trading. And if they want to move from there back to the exchange, they just move it back to the exchange, or they can cash out there. And what I've noticed is quite nice is that TD Markets, I see that they actually got people phoning the guys that signed up and actually assisting them with all of the stuff, helping them with getting up and running, funding their accounts and things like that. So that's quite a nice thing. I mean, from the previous brokers I spoke to, I haven't really had that assistance. So yeah, not just helping my exchange, but actually helping the clients as well with their TD Markets journey. So that's quite a nice thing.
Your exchange, have you had any guys come up and say, listen, I understand the whole funding process of crypto, yes. It doesn't have the traditional fundamentals that's attached to it, like your Forex, like your commodities and so forth. But there's still a need for technical analysis. You know, I mean, if you can look at the charts like we've mentioned. And Bitcoin, the past 2-3 months, if you look at the monthly and weekly charts, has been consolidating. We had that break to the upside this week now. Has your clients, or the guys that's, with you, have they said, listen, we need some guidance on the technical aspect where we can actually come in with the academy, with myself and Tepo, and actually train them on how to look at those technicals?
Yeah, so that is why we want to bring in this whole education part, is to show people how it works. So when we started the exchange, we could have built it two options. We could have built it very basic. So you go on, You exchange your crypto for whatever you want, and that's it. Okay. Or we build in the whole system, with the charts, people can chart out and they can put in their limit orders, buy limits, whatever, and they can trade. So we basically did both. So we have the convert option, so people that just want to seamlessly go convert their crypto, they can do that. And we have the option now for traders. Okay?
Brilliant.
So that is why we need to bring in that education for people, because there's no point in sitting in front of that chart, but you have no idea what this chart is going to do. And the thing is, why is crypto chart, technical analysis different than a stock chart? It's charts. It's you have your candles. It all works on the same concept.
Basis,
so that's what you need. So definitely, if that's what we need, and that's also one of the reasons I did partner with TD Markets is for this education. And later on, as we progress with the relationship, to bring in something like that, because I don't have the capability of concentrating on that education side now. But TD Markets already has that education side. That's why I say there's no point in rebuilding, because that's the issue we have. Everyone wants to rebuild. I want that wallet, so let's build a new wallet. Let's build a new chain. Let's build a new education platform. We don't need that. We have all the resources there. Just calibrate, get the right partners, and work together, and we can get it out there. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Sounds amazing to me, man.
It is amazing, my man. So yeah, I think it's, just to off ramp quickly, gentlemen. Have you guys lost a bag in an airport?
A bag in the airport.
A bag. You go to.
I have. It actually happened to me when in Las Vegas. When I landed, my bag wasn't there. I had to wait like 5 hours before they actually gave it to me.
A few weeks ago, went to Botswana. I get there. My bag, one of my bags is not there. It's actually in Joburg. So I had to wait like 4 hours. I think 5 hours.
Wasn't there something else also that happened? It wasn't only in the bag. There was something else as well.
Like what?
I can't remember. There's two things that happened to you, bro.
So it's the bag?
And something else. And me and H still said, it's definitely on you in the beginning. Everything just happening to you. Like we land is just trouble.
I can't remember. But the bag issue, how did you feel about that moment?
Dude, I was panicking.
It's showcase.
For real.
I was panicking so much, but fortunately it wasn't lost. But when I landed, because like when you get into the US, like, so you have to take your bag when you land. So I landed in Boston. I had to take my bag and I recheck it in. So like going from like international to domestic, right? So I recheck it into domestic. Everything fine, and I get on the flight. Go from Boston. I fly to Vegas. Get to Vegas, and now it's late at night. It's not that late, but like 9 o'clock-ish. And I go to the carousel and I stand there until all the bags are gone. Yeah. So then I'm walking around and stuff and like trying to find, like you're in a different country trying to find your bag and there's just nothing.
Imagine.
And all of a sudden, like in my corner, like I see like this little place where there's a bunch of bags and stuff standing there. So I think they took my bag and they actually went through it. And then I got it from there. Fortunately, there was nothing in the bag.
Yeah, I was about to ask, X, what
I
did
didn't
you
get arrested in the US, don't worry about that. But like it was a couple of hours later, and
so T had the same similar experience when we went to Bots.
Yeah, my bag, one of my bags was in Joburg when he landed in Bots. And I had to wait,
Couple of hours for the flight to come back.
Yeah, but we got it because the next flight was around 10. So you got there around 7, I think. The next flight to there was around 10. So we waited, got the bag, boom. But first experience losing a bag, now we know now.
Yeah.
We learn from that.
They've got this trick, you say, like, whenever you have your carry-on, always put like an extra set of clothes in there.
In case it got you.
Yeah.
That we
You
needed
guys are
something
flying
that.
to Namibia tomorrow night. So
Yes.
please remember to do that.
Yes.
Do you guys still wrap? Look, I'm a traditionalist. I wrap my bags.
Yeah, I always wrap my bag.
For me,
plastic.
I always wrap. I don't know.
Here's the other thing, right? So the bag, my previous bag, well, 2 bags back that I had, was one of those shells, like just a shell.
Yeah.
It used to always fall off in the airports. So like I used to always lose that bag so much. So that one I had to wrap. Like the other one I have, like I don't wrap because it's just fine.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I always wrap a bag. It's just I've always just wrapped.
Yeah, I think I'm a copy. I'm a wrap my bag as well.
But listen, it's expensive though, eh?
Yeah.
To wrap a bag, I was, man. It was 50.
Take like the wrap at your house and just like.
Guys, please wrap it at the airport. Listen to X.
Yeah. I think this was an insightful episode again.
Absolutely.
Once more.
Absolutely.
I think more in future we're gonna have such episodes again in future, 100%.
Season 3, episode 3. Lourens, thank you very much for coming through
Thank
again.
you guys for having me again. Yeah.
It's an absolute pleasure. Anything from you as we exit?
No, good luck to you guys in Namibia this weekend. Oh, this is probably airing after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
We're recording this on Thursday. It's 26th, right? On Thursday. It's gonna air next week Tuesday.
Yeah.
So the 27th we're flying to Namibia.
Yeah, Namibian. So just know when you see this, it was great being with you guys.
Showcase, yeah.
All right. Anything else from your side, Lourens, as we exit?
No. From my side, I think I'm good. Just keep a price on the. Keep your eyes on the crypto price. Yes, I'm all about the price now.
Just quickly, for someone who doesn't know your exchange, what is your exchange? How can they contact you and so forth?
Okay, cool. So my exchange's name is OOFX. So a lot of people get confused with the name. So OOF comes from the Nordic word wolf. Okay. So my business that I have is called Wolf Financial. So that's how I got to the exchange with OOF, because everyone has a company with Wolf somewhere in it. So I called it OOFX. So it's ULFEX.com. Okay. Go on our exchange. We have over 150 crypto pairs on our exchange. Quite low on trading fees. If you need to contact me, it's very easy. You just contact support at Wolf Financials, or you can find me on LinkedIn. What I always tell people is, just because I own an exchange, I know some of the other people, they're very difficult to get hold of, and to ask them for a cup of coffee, it's always a mission. But if anyone, and I always say that, I even put it on my social media and stuff, if anyone wants a cup of coffee, if they want to talk, see, where things are going, I'm always open for a meeting. I want to have that personal touch with the clients, with the people on my exchange. So I want to reach out, I want to speak to them. So if anyone wants to speak to me, they can reach me on LinkedIn or on the social media channels, and we could take it from there.
That cup of coffee must be espresso. I'm kidding.
Well, Lourens, thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
To everybody that has joined us once again, this is episode 3, season 3, this TD Markets Academy. T?
Thanks, guys.
Catch you guys on the next episode. Ciao,
Ciao, ciao.
Cheers, guys.